John Cena officially taught us how to count 1, 2, 3 on this episode of Friday Night Smackdown.
What up, Marks?
Guys, let's get right into our Smackdown review and reaction from a show that pretty much only had about 2 matches on the show and not much else, maybe 3, 4. It's barely anything. It was kind of like a lackluster episode of Smackdown. We all know where it's headed. They're just building up to SummerSlam. That's all they really care about. So the show starts off with John Cena out in the ring. He's talking his trash about the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns, saying, giving him a D. In terms of grading, and just playing off that bunch of innuendos going forward. Then here comes Roman Reigns to interrupt. They go back and forth. Roman Reigns takes a shot at John Cena for Nikki Bella, because that whole thing didn't really work out. And John Cena would just keep saying that he doesn't have to do anything other than beat him 1, 2, 3, so he can get his ass beat the entire match. He has nothing to prove. All he has to do is hang in there and get the 1, 2, 3 and beat Roman Reigns. Nobody really wins this whole thing. It's just kind of like Cena is just, he's on another level when it comes to a promo, because he has so much crowd involvement, and whether the crowd likes him or not, they will still react to anything he says. So in terms of that, he wins. Roman Reigns didn't say much. He just kind of stood there, kind of just like shrugging everything off whatsoever. Reigns is just not Cena on the mic. It's two different guys out there, so it's a contrast of both guys. But in the end, I mean, we did have a funny thing where Cena said that Roman Reigns ran off, almost ruined Seth Rollins and ran Dean Ambrose out of WWE. So they take some shots there. But we knew we were getting in this. So it was a solid, really good way to start off the show, as the build hasn't been all that great between these two going to SummerSlam. But the promo, we all knew was going to be, top notch.
Is gone. 1, 2, 3.
I'm going to just critique you a little bit, just the fact that I think Roman was way better this week than he was the first go-around promo talk with Cena. I thought he was good. I like the Nikki Bella stuff. I liked his attitude. I thought he played his character well. Like, the head of the table, too cool for school. Like, you don't mean nothing to me. Like, I think he played it off perfectly. Cena, again, has everybody like this. The entire crowd is like this in his fingertips. And he can do whatever he wants. He's just that damn good. He's that damn seasoned. He's a Super Saiyan at this point. He just knows how to cut a promo and control the crowd. So it was what it was. I like the Nikki Bella stuff. I like the fact that there was a whole, there's that whole little thing that Cena, if he wins, he's taking the belt with him to Hollywood. And he's going to, leave SmackDown without a championship. And I like the fact that Reigns said, you ain't taking my belt. You go and take Lashley's belt up at Raw, just to throw that whole thing in there too. I thought that was all good stuff. I thought it flowed well. I loved it. I thought it was good. It got me excited for the match. And again, this booking for this match, it kind of writes itself. It's Cena versus Reigns. It's the top of the last 15, 20 years has been John Cena. He's been the face of the company, and now this new man has taken his spot, head of the table, Roman Reigns. He's the guy. He's what we're following. So I thought it was a great segment.
Yeah, as if we're not getting enough teases about CM Punk from AEW, especially tonight on Rampage. We got one here from John Cena talking about he's going to win that title, go to Hollywood, and even blow you a kiss as he leaves. Call back to when, CM Punk beat Cena at Money in the Bank, won a title, blew a kiss to Vince McMahon, and left. So, the teases, teasing. It's pretty fun. But great stuff from both guys. They played it different. Each guy in this promo segment. Obviously, Reigns is kind of just there. He's dismissing everything Cena does, doesn't even take him seriously and all that stuff like that, which as he should, because he's a tribal chief, the head of the table. Now, next thing on the show, we got IC title match. King Nakamura taking on Apollo Crews, who's had a run which started off promising, but I guess due to injuries or something going on there, it's fallen off a cliff. And here we got Nakamura, King Nakamura, who's been on a bit of a roll ever since getting that crown. He is your new Intercontinental Champion after hitting after hitting the Kinshasa on Apollo Crews and defeating him. He got a good pop. It's good to see Nakamura winning this title, and it's fun to see him back in the title hunts and still doing his thing as a singles and not being kind of buried down the card. Sucks for Cesaro, but Cesaro takes one loss after another. It's a big L taker, Cesaro. And I mean, Apollo Crews, you got the title off of him now because his run has just fallen off a cliff due to injuries and whatnot.
Yeah, I feel bad for Apollo. Like it kind of ended with a whimper. It started off really good his run. We loved it with him and Big E, and at WrestleMania he won the belt and everything felt really good. And we thought we were excited for him. He finally got his spot, and the injuries are taking a toll. It's just you can't trust a guy who's always hurt. So it is what it is. But Shinsuke has been wasted on the main roster for the last 4 years. Like it all fell off a cliff after he kept just low blowing everybody at the 80 styles of WrestleMania. So hopefully this is something that builds him and can maybe toss him into a picture where him and Roman go have a program and have something together, something interesting. But I feel bad for Apollo. It's not the way I wanted it to end on a SmackDown 2 weeks before SummerSlam. It's just it sucked. But if anybody wants to take it, I get excited for it. It's definitely should.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's fun. It's like it's all timing right now. So the timing of Apollo Crews' run is just falling off. And you got somebody ascending at least somewhat in Shinsuke Nakamura. So it's good to see him win his title. Next thing on the show is the Street Profits versus the Alpha Academy. The Profits get the win. This feud has not really been all that great. The matches haven't been all that great, and the Profits get the win. I just don't see them doing anything going into SummerSlam. The feud that meanders on, and maybe eventually Street Profits will face the Usos or the Mysterios, whoever wins at SummerSlam.
Yeah, this is feud just kind of floundering around. It's kind of filler. It's just part of a segment on Raw. I'm on SmackDown. I feel bad for Otis. Think about Otis this time last year. He was a big star. He was doing things. He was doing big things, and now he's just kind of bald and looks weird and just is in a meaningless tag team. When you know you're meaningless when you're in a tag team facing another tag team and it's not for the titles because it's already weak to begin with, and the fact that you're not facing for the tag team championships just makes you even more useless, basically. Sorry, but it's the truth.
Yeah, pretty much. Now, next thing on the show is Seth Rollins coming out talking about Edge. Edge was not here tonight. Seth Rollins is referring to last week when Edge called Seth Rollins Edge Light, meaning he's copying him, but he's like the cheap version of him. Then Rollins airs a video package that compares the two careers and really shows that the Architect is like the better out of the two. And then, he just vows to make up for 2014 and finish off Edge and end his career at SummerSlam. So it's a solid promo, great promo from Seth Rollins, really well done. I mean, the guy's a good promo, especially in the character he is right now.
Yeah. Again, it can't go off what you said. Just a great promo, great solid job of getting excited for the match. And I love the fact that they could toss the 2014 stuff in there and just kind of build a feud that way. And there's always something there. And just it's going to be a fun match. Edge, Seth, I'm sure next week go home. They're going to do some crazy stuff, especially promo wise and all that stuff. So it should be a great match between two top guys. And Seth they should kind of hopefully slingshot Seth to bigger and better things with Roman going forward. You hope that's kind of where all these feuds are kind of going to go. It's like who's next to throw into the Roman feud.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. It's like either of these guys. I mean, seemingly maybe Finn Balor will face Roman next if Roman holds on to the title.
Yeah,
or
or
something
just
like
layer
that.
down the road.
Yeah.
It's just like build more stars to we can feed to Roman. That's kind of like Roman's the top dog, head of the table. We got to feed him, guys. So Seth a great guy to feed him. The history is right there. It's all set in stone. I mean, come on, they're part of the Shield, the greatest group probably of all time. So can't go wrong with that.
Definitely cannot. The next thing on the show is Mysterios versus Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. The Mysterios get the win even with the distraction from Jimmy and Jey Uso on the video screen. But subtle teases as maybe Dominic may get tired of Rey and turn on him eventually in the near future. Now, it was announced that they will face the Usos at SummerSlam for those tag team titles. Maybe that's when the breakup starts. But seemingly, it seems to be like where just Rey keeps telling him to keep his head in the game. He has to focus more. So and so this. He has to take things more seriously. He can't be too arrogant and cocky. And he's losing some matches. He almost lost from the match here. Rey was the one that was alert and got the win. Remember, he lost last week. Dominic did. So it seems like they're setting up for the breakup.
Yeah, I mean that's like the most feasible, makes the most sense. But I kind of hope they hold it for something more special than just like. The next
I hope they have it for WrestleMania. That's what I wanted them to do.
Yeah, like that's like if you could plant the seed now and just kind of keep building it towards it, yes. But like that can't be like a Night of Champions or something like that. You know what I mean? Like just a random pay-per-view or Great Balls of Fire type crap. Like it needs to be something big. It's father versus son, for crying out loud. It's family. It's have we ever seen father? I mean, okay, Vince and Shane, but anybody else, never. So it's like this needs to be important. So let's book this slowly and build the seed, but not just can't push too early on this. You got to wait it out.
Yeah, I mean we've seen it before, but like David Flair and Ric Flair, stuff like that. We've seen these kind of things go down.
Does that count?
But it's Ray still in really good in-ring shape, and his son is very young, so they can still go. That's the difference. So I think they'll have a good match together. But the next thing on the show, we have Baron Corbin coming out, making his last plea supposedly to the crowd. He comes out and he asks the minimum from $1,000 from everybody in the crowd. He has attached to his cell phone one of those little things where you can swipe your credit card on. So that's how he was going to get everybody's stuff. He's interrupted by Kevin Owens though. Kevin Owens interrupts him, telling him to stop making a fool out of himself, stop begging everyone. He stunners Baron Corbin, saying, well, before this, he said he would give him $1,000 if Corbin could beat him in a match, then gives him the stunner. The match happens. It's a competitive match, goes for a while. Owens gets the win and defeats Corbin, which kind of is what it is. I'm hoping they go further and further with the Corbin stuff. Now, a nice little touch was that after the commercial break, you have Corbin backstage, obviously upset that he lost, and he ends up stealing Big E's Money in the Bank briefcase. So that could be some fun going forward.
Yeah, I mean, I love the fact that he had the whole just a credit card slide on there. I thought it was hilarious. Like only $1,000 from just people on the street. Like it's like, okay, buddy, yeah, we're gonna give you $1,000. So I thought that was fun. More to like how you booked it, where you wanted to see him beg and like look broke and just continue that stuff going forward. With the Money in the Bank stuff, I'm going to see where that goes. Will he end up being the Money in the Bank? Because the Money in the Bank kind of means nothing at this point, so we'll see if Big E drops it, whatever the case may be. But, I mean, I'm liking the Baron Corbin stuff. I think they continue to build it well. I think it's fun. I think he's doing a great job of just being a complete loser, and I'm loving it. Just keep they're taking their time, and I hope they continue to take their time. I hope they don't just, push it, force some issue. It doesn't work out, and we're going to get to a race. Keep pushing it slowly, and I think it'll definitely get over.
Yeah, so quickly, I'm going to book really quick Baron Corbin with this Money in the Bank briefcase.
He's got a hip!
So Corbin steals the Money in the Bank briefcase. What he needs to do now going forward is you see him in spots backstage, even on Raw and SmackDown. He's trying to pawn this thing off to other superstars. Either he tries to win it himself, which I don't think has the same impact. I think he needs to go in the backstage and say, look, I'll sell this to you. How much? I'm offering $100,000, which the price tag he has on it. Buy it off of me. You get the Money in the Bank briefcase. He's trying to sell it. I think he needs to go around trying to sell this thing to a bunch of different superstars. A lot of guys will take him up on it, but the price tag might be too high. And it'll be cool to see kind of Big E chasing him down as he's trying to get this thing off of his hands and sell it to somebody to make that money that he needs to come back. And doing that, going forward, he could hold it hostage to try to sell it back to Adam Pearce or WWE himself. Like he's holding it. Yeah, or Big E. I'll give it back to you if you got to pay me some of money. But I think he could use it as a tool to kind of make some money back, and he may be able to make sell some money, sell it and make money off of him holding the Money in the Bank briefcase. And it'd be a fun little thing for them to do. I love booking this version of Baron Corbin. So there you go again. I just booked Baron Corbin.
He's got a hip!
All right, so let's get to the final segment of Friday Night Smackdown. It was a big contract signing for the SummerSlam match, Bianca versus Sasha. They're in the ring. They're going back and forth, pretty heated, pretty much all led by Sasha. So Bianca did a solid job of playing off of Sasha, but Sasha leads this whole thing. After going back and forth, Zelina Vega and Carmella come out to kind of back Sasha Banks. Bianca signs the contract. She starts attacking all three women, fighting them off. But in the end, the numbers game is too much. Sasha Banks stands tall over Bianca.
One you met at WrestleMania. Eyes on revenge. Eyes on the...
after the contract signing. Now they have one more show before SummerSlam, so it's not that reverse momentum thing. So maybe Bianca gets the comeuppance on Sasha next Friday, meaning Sasha wins at SummerSlam.
Yeah, we'll see where that goes. This match feels like it could go either way. Who knows what WWE's thinking? If Bianca, they want to just, that was a run, we're going to end it there. We're going to build Sasha, and we'll come back to Bianca later on. That could be the case, or they keep rolling with Bianca versus Sasha. But I thought it was a good segment, solid. This match is just built for what it was. WrestleMania, their match at WrestleMania is kind of what we're going off. Yeah. That's what people want to see. They want to see their rematches. It's always made sense. 6 months down the road, boom. It's SummerSlam, second biggest show of the year, bang. This is the match we want to put forward. So far, they're doing a pretty decent job of not messing it up, and their stupid WWE stuff. They're just keeping it pretty clean, pretty easy. They're throwing a couple of people in here with, was Lena and Carmella, but for the most part, it's been pretty solid, pretty easy. It is what it is. We want to see the rematch. That's all we want to see. But we're also like, who? It could be either girl. We don't know. It could be either one. So I'm excited to see the match.
Yeah, it'll be pretty interesting to see what goes down. I kind of hope Sasha does come out with a title and then we can get a Bianca maybe as a heel turn or something like that later on. I think she's better as a heel. But guys, that's a review and reaction from tonight's episode of Friday Night Smackdown. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure you drop a like on this video. Share in the corner for hits your first up the channel. Make sure you check out the pros and cons of Daniel Bryan and CM Punk heading to AEW. The problem WWE has with Roman Reigns and NXT is dead videos. All three of those videos are bangers. Make sure you check those out. Drop likes on all that stuff. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure you stay tuned. Run double duty tonight. Rampage review and reaction. So stay tuned for that. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. If it doesn't work, bro, then I'll do the job.